On that note, I do want to show appreciation to those who are here right now. So real quick, shouts out to Ratfink for giving out 5 tier 1s to the community. I appreciate it. Recess 1, thank you for being here. Appreciate the follow. Welcome. What up? Dizzle VO1 gave out 2 tier 1 subs. Awesome, man. Thank you so much. Spiritual Advisor, thanks for the follow. Spike throwing out 215 bits. E-Rock throwing out another 500 biddies. What up? Jason Ringo throwing a dance party. Sandy the DJ with the follow. Thank you so much. And Z-Trip throwing a dance party in there. That's dope.
Yeah, I had to do it, man.
Yo, did you see that you have your own avatar in there? There's a custom avatar for you.
Yeah, no, I saw that.
Yeah.
Joe, the whole thing that's going on down there is just bizarre. Like, that's a whole nother world of, like, I could get completely distracted on just, like, juggernauts walking around and shit. It's just fucking, you know what I mean? Like,
I think it's dope as hell. Like,
it's the shit. It's the shit.
Everybody, like, it to me, it replaces the missing audience when I'm DJing.
Yeah, for real.
I see people there. I see the names there. I see them blowing each other the fuck up and fighting each other. I'm like, this is just like home. Like, I'm right back where I was.
No, I'm a fan of it. I think it's dope. It's dope.
Big up to all those in the chat right now. I appreciate you. No Use for Anger, High Grade 1, Spire, Man Like Deep, Cod Cuts, Rude Boy Soldier. Big up. The Godfather OG, Sandy DJ. What's up, y'all? Appreciate you.
Shout out to Joshua Carl. There's homies here, Cuts on Demand. There's some homies in the spot, man, that are OGs. Tabby, you know what I mean? There's let's see who else. I'm just scrolling back here. Yeah, man. There's a bunch of the squad in here, so I appreciate you all being here, man.
Thank you for being here. Z's in the chat right now, y'all. Z's in the chat if you're having a good time right now. Let's light it up. Big up. We got Z-Trip in here.
Man.
We got Z-Trip in here. It's the 916 Junglist Channel. DJ's not DJing. We do this every single
Aiden
Wednesday.
Scott, big up. Yeah. Dope.
Aiden Scott's the homie.
I appreciate y'all, man.
So we are on the 916 Junglist Channel, and I have to bring this up. If there's going to be one origin story that is burning on my mind, it is your discovery of drum and bass. Do you have a clear story of how you fell into this music at all?
That's tough. That I can't really say that I have a one like eureka moment, but I would have to shout out probably. I was in a crew back in the day called Bomb Shelter DJs, and we were based out of Arizona. It was me, DJ Radar, and DJ Emil.
Think of Emil and Radar.
Yeah, man. Shout out the old crew. It was Radar's birthday the other day. I don't know if this will ever make it to him, but shout out to Radar.
Shouts out Radar.
Happy
You're
birthday.
a huge influence. The Future Primitive mix that you guys did was a staple. Like, I had it on fucking cassette, and I played it on my cassette deck, and I ripped the hell out of it, dude.
That's awesome, man. Hell yeah. That's dope. That's dope.
I lost my train of thought. I'm sorry. Where were we going?
No. But so Emil might have been one of the first dudes who played some that like I immediately connected with, but like I also heard other people sort of playing stuff as well. But the thing that I loved about drum and bass to me was oh shit, High Grade. Yeah, big up High Grade in the place, man. Hell yeah, that's dope.
Dope story, High Grade.
Yeah, man. So for me it was like hearing this music that was all these intros that were like hip hop intros, but then they would go to double time once the drop happened. And I was listening to these and going like, yo, these are like reinforced hip hop tunes. And like, I like this. There's something about this where these worlds speak together. Like the hip hop part of me was like, I totally fuck with this. And I just remember hearing these tunes and recognizing like, early, Aphrodite tunes and Moving Shadow tunes and like all these like early records and just Too Bad Mice and shit like this, where people were doing these double time things with beats where they're just putting shit on 45. I was like, whether the tempo was a strict drum and bass tempo or it was just rave music where they were speeding shit up and like
there was that era. There was that era.
Urban Jungle. Right. I was totally I was completely listening to this shit and like digesting it and being like, oh, I don't fuck with that, but I fuck with that. That might be too noisy for me, but that's dubby and dope, you know. And it's like,
Right.
oh, you know, SL2 and some of these early like tracks with, you know, a little bit of reggae mixed in. I was like, oh, I kind of fuck with that, a little dubby. So
Back then, for me,
kind of,
it was the reggae and the dubby stuff, and I shied away from what I called the power piano and the pitched up vocals.
yeah.
I wasn't
Power
really
piano.
identifying with the power piano and the pitched up vocals.
Power piano, it's so great. But you know, but like listen to that stuff and like, and then you know, ultimately sort of catching a vibe for it and understanding what I liked about it and how to infuse it into my world. And I also saw myself as like straight up hip hop DJ, but trying to expose hip hop people to just branch out a little bit. And to me, this was as much as planet rock and electro and you know, fast beats were to hip hop.
Yep.
This was another branch. It's just that some people couldn't identify with either. If it wasn't under this bubble and it was fringe, it was shunned. And so I embraced it, and I found ways to pull it into my mixes, and I loved it for that. And that was from the jump. Like from the minute I was like, oh, this is just hip hop. This is just hip hop, but like the hip hop heads don't know this is hip hop.
Right.
You know, and they'll get it like eventually. But and the funny thing is to some eventually they still don't even get it. To them, you know, it's still like there's just a wall and they'll never get over it. But to me, it was like, no, this is the natural progression. The bass is deep, the fucking drums are crisp, like it's sparse. You know what I mean? It's energetic. I was like, this is everything I as a b-boy want in music. And
facts.
I loved it because I could put like the rawest Mobb Deep or Wu-Tang vocals over top, and I could cut it up and it'd be like this and by the way, as a DJ, you playing that shit in a club, you know, you're playing your hip hop tunes, whatever. And the minute you launch into that, it like, if you've been playing for an hour and a half and you drop into your first drum and bass tune, your first jungle tune, the energy, it's like puts it into overdrive. Yep. And all of a sudden you're at this level of like, it's up here now. And the people who are rocking with you are hella rocking with you.
Right.
And the people who aren't, fuck it. You know what I mean? They got their hour and a half, but it was like a shot in the arm. And so I was a big fan of that and always sought it out. And the problem was I started to see the scene, the drum and bass scene starting to cultivate and grow. And I wasn't as connected to it as I wanted to be because shit was happening at a fast pace. Motherfuckers were putting out songs left and right.
Yeah, man.
And I was missing all sorts of releases and hearing other people play stuff. I remember at one point Raymond Roker came to Arizona and he was
Big up
playing
Raymond
stuff.
Roker.
Raymond Roker from Herb Magazine,
yep.
And he was playing me some shit, some stuff that I was like, what is this? And then he was turning me on to stuff. Then I'd get in the car, I'd drive out to LA to go to Beat Nonstop, and I'd buy whatever drum and bass records I could find. You know what I mean? I was a hound for it, but I didn't have enough connect to it. But I always kept an ear out for it. When I found some dope shit, I always bought it, and I always tried to keep it in my set. And once it's never not been a part of me. You know what I mean? And anybody who knows me and has heard me over the years will know that it's a very big staple in my diet. And yep. I just got a whole bunch of new stuff that the other day that I'm super excited about. And I played a couple tunes, last Thursday on my last stream. And I've got a whole bunch of really great, amazing things coming out. My problem is this is still to this day, and maybe you and anybody else in the environment, I struggle with getting the exclusives because I'm not tapped into the labels, and most DJs still, I think collectively look at me as the mashup guy or the hip hop guy or whatever. So I might miss out on the VIPs, or I might miss out on the exclusive, or the, you know, some heads know I've made inroads in some worlds, but like, you know, I don't know.
It's funny you mentioned that. I was watching my man Deep earlier today on Twitch. And my man Deep is like OG pirate radio UK days from like the beginning, the Genesis era of transitioning between, you know, early rave hardcore sounds and progressing into eventually jungle and drum and bass. And he was there I'm freezing up. Sorry. He was. I mean, like my fan.
I got you.
He was there, literally like climbing to the top of the buildings, putting up the antennas, and running pirate radio back in the early '90s, right? And so I'm over here getting excited that Z-Trip is going to be on, and his response was like, "Who the hell is Z-Trip, mate? I never heard of this guy in my life."
That's my life story right there. That's it. That's my fucking arch nemesis, is the epitome that nobody knows that I do this other shit, or
right.
that my foot is so fucking in the ass of this fucking music. But you know, it's not, I haven't really gone out and done full on sets, or, you know, I've been so fringe that I fuck with all these people heavy. Like, you know, I mean, homies who are Diesel Boys, a fucking great friend of mine, you know what I mean? Like, I know all these people, I connect with them, you know what I mean? Whatever, but like, I'm not known or cared about to be like, we should throw him a fucking dub plate. We should throw him a tune, because I'll rinse the shit out of that stuff. I'll make it, you know what I mean? Like, but
they got to send you the stems too, man. You be flipping that shit.
Dog, if people send me stems, it's a wrap. It's over. Like, and by the way, there have been some people who I got to put that out there. Dr. Apollo and Reed Speed, and some of these people have sent me some of their tunes, you know, like, and there are cats, you know, that I fuck with, MC Question Mark and Dino and some of these MCs who I fucked with. Like, like I said, I'm connected. Right. I'm not, you know, I don't know if it's because my name starts with Z. I'm at the bottom of the fucking mail out list. So I miss all the dub plates. I don't fucking know, man. Not sure. But you know, but I also, there's people who break me off with shit. Like, you know, I get a lot of these really interesting tunes from the UK from people like Crafty Cuts and A-Skills, some of those homies, the Next Men. They're all connected in that world, you know what I mean? So I get a little runoff from like, from tunes from them. Craze, you know, he and I'll trade some tunes. I get a lot of my stuff through trading, through homies who know that I have a love for this music. So the door is open. And there's a couple cats, this cat Cade in Tucson, drum and bass dude from back in the day. So people look out. And if it wasn't for those cats who want to see me play this music, I probably wouldn't have as much. I wouldn't be as far along as I am, because it's also tough to, you know, when you love all styles of music, and you know, you go into a record store, you're not there. You don't just go to one section.
Right.
It's the same thing when I dig. I don't just go to one section and dig.
Preach. I
got to hit each section. So I'm there longer, and it's harder, and I'm processing, and I'm listening to more and more tunes. So, you know, I mean, I think, you know, the way I look at it, it's like, but I'm also, you know, there's also some bleeding edge. There's a couple cats I've found who I've connected with, who are giving me like tunes that no one's heard. You know what I mean? Because I heard a tune, I was like, this cat's amazing. Hit him up on Instagram, be like, dog, your shit's amazing. And then they see me and they go, who's this guy? And then they say I got fucking 70 some odd thousand people following me. They're like, I'll send you whatever you want.
Yeah.
It's an exposure. It's exposure for them.
Right.
So I appreciate that, and I'm happy that I'm able to take whatever fame and notoriety that I've got and give them exposure as well. So but like, these are also people who are like in my bullpen that I've been like, I'm gonna hand select this dude's shit or whatever and put it into my thing. And then I love the fact that there's the level of, like, I'll play tunes that are big in the scene, but then I'll also play tunes that nobody knows. And it's almost like a little bit of a fuck you to the scene of like, oh, I thought you guys were the scene. How do you not know about this?
How do you not know about this one? Right, exactly.
How do you not know about this cat fucking out of Sheffield or whatever the fuck, you know what I mean? Like, right. And I'll have some like burner that like I know nobody knows. So the fighter in me is still trying to punch up in my sound, but like I'm wide open to hearing things and like getting my hands on stuff, because it's harder. It's harder for me. I just don't have those connects like somebody, like an Andy C or a Marky. And again, homies, but I'm not on a clear path where it's like, oh, when they go out, when we send this out, it's like, I get it maybe through the record pool or through the trade or through whatever. I don't get it off the top. Like, yo, mate, here's this thing,
right?
Run it. So
I'd
You
love to
know,
sit down
for
with Marky.
whoever's
Seems
out
like a
there,
nice guy.
whoever's out there who's in control of those,
Put it out there. Put it out of
send the tunes
Wait, this
this
way.
way, man. Yeah, send the tunes this way. But yeah, Marky's great. Marky's an amazing dude, and he, you know, like and it's interesting because I also find that a lot of these DJs who are drum and bass dons also come from the same background that I did. Vinyl dudes,
Yep.
still love playing all kinds of music.
All kinds of music,
what I mean?
right?
So, you know, but shout out to anyone who's out there digging and you know,
It's funny you
still
mentioned
to this day fighting the good fight, trying to find the good tunes. You know,
it's funny you mentioned the bane of your existence as being labeled a mashup DJ.
oh yeah,
On a local level, there's a running joke here in Sacramento. Okay, on the local level, I am known as the guy who does the 916 Junglist parties to a lot of people. The drum and bass Jungle Billy, or whatever you want to call me.
yeah.
Okay. I am the DJ at Motown on Mondays for the past going on 6 years, right? Every week I show up at Motown on Mondays and it's DJ Epic and Billy Lane on the flyer every week, right?
Right.
For those 5 years, I'm still getting carded at the door, and there's still moments where like I'll be playing something dope and someone will go up to DJ Epic and like, yo, you're killing it right now, bro. And I'm literally on the tables fucking rocking, right? And I've dubbed myself the other DJ. And I want to
That's great.
That's
great.
And you are the other DJ in this situation, dude, because someone else is getting all the shine.
It's real. That's real talk.
So
man.
I want to send love to all the other DJs out there not getting the shine that they got coming to them. Mad respect from one other DJ to another.
Stay in the fight. Stay in the fight, man. Don't worry about it. You one day you'll get the shout out.
Right.
They'll know.
There's a bunch of pictures. I should have brought him. There's a bunch of pictures of funny shit, like females getting numbers from him while I'm like playing, and
That's
like
great.
There's all these stories of like, yeah, I couldn't get into the bar because I left my bag, my IDs in my wallet in the bag, and I'm like, I'm the DJ, and they're like, no, you're not.
I love that. You know, it's funny, man. You know, can I tell you a story? My first experience with this was in high school, where we were doing house parties, right? You know, just parties at people's houses. And it was my first party where I think or maybe second party I was getting paid. And it was like the popular chick at school was like, we want you to DJ the party. I was like, yo, brought all my shit. Me and my homeboy set up. We got there hella early, set up all of our shit, DJ in the backyard party. And like, I had to run out to the car for some reason. And so I ran out, and her brother or cousin or something was doing the door. I was like, yo, I'll be right back. He's like, yeah, cool, man. And I went out to the car, got like a cord or something I needed for the rig, and I walked back to the thing to get into the backyard. I was like, yo, man, I'm back. He's like, $5. I was like, dude, I'm the DJ. Like, that's my song, my gear. I've been here all day. He's like, $5, man. I don't know who you are.
I don't know who you are.
I was like, 2 minutes ago, I had to pull out a 5 spot to pay the guy so I could go back in so I could finish mixing this fucking song. I was like, yo, I paid to play that time, and I was just like, I was so heartbroken. I was like, this is just not dope.
This is not dope at all.
Heartbreaking, dog. Ugh. Yeah, we've all had to deal with that shit, man. We've all had to deal with it.
I take it with a smile. We actually, we were going to nominate other DJ for like a local entertainment award and like just try to totally troll with it.
Love it. Yeah.
Started putting the other DJ on the flyer as the billing, like.
Yo, for real, man. That's a real thing. It's like a real thing, man.
Word up,
it's a real thing.
So let me make sure I do have notes, and I do have a special surprise for everybody in just a couple of minutes.
It's all good. The surprise is Z-Trip is now a lifelong triple A-list member to Hospital Records mailing list. It's happening today. It's going down.
Right? Yeah, they're in the chat.
Good.
Totally.
Got it. I just wanted to double check. That happened. I'm putting it into the universe.
Okay, real quick. This is I've been told that you're a whiskey guy. Still a whiskey guy?
Yeah, always.
What is on the shelf right now on Z-Trip's whiskey and whiskey cabinet?
Hang on. Don't go anywhere. I'm
Not
gonna go
going
grab
anywhere.
it. Hold
Everyone
on a second.
sit
Hold on,
tight.
hold on.
Oh, this is great. This is gonna be great.
Hold on. You can still hear me, right?
I can still hear you. Yeah.
Grab this.
Yep.
Hold on. It's just right. It's in the streaming room, and it's right here. Hold
I
on.
love
I'm
it.
just gonna grab it because I was sipping on this the other day, and it's so good. Hang on a second. Here it is. This is my jam. So I'm a Scotch dude. I love Scotch. Right? Oh,
Scotch
shit,
is amazing. Scotch,
You know
Scotch,
what?
Scotch.
Hang on. This is my go-to, and there's others, but this right here, this. Oh shit! Hang on, I gotta put it in front of me for the green screen.
Yep. Put your body in front of it.
This is my favorite.
Well,
If you fuck with-
let me do something real quick. Hold real quick. Okay. Start talking.
This right here is my favorite. If you can, grab yourself a bottle of this. This is quarantine COVID approved right here. This is my favorite joint. Caribbean cask, 15 years Balvenie. This is aged in rum casks, so it has sort of like like vanilla notes to it. So I'm a Scotch dude, but I don't like peaty Scotches. Smoky stuff really isn't my jam. I mess with some and I do like it, but it's not my go-to. But this is, you can find it at Bevmo, you can find it anywhere. It's probably some of the smoothest Scotch, and it beats out some of these, Macallan 15s and 18s. I mean, like, those are great Scotches.
I love Macallan.
But that particular Scotch is hands down for the bang for the buck. Yeah, mess with that one. That's one of my favorites, by the way. So enjoy that.
I'm gonna watch the VOD and snag that for sure.